Now we're live. Welcome to Conspiracy Talk. YouTube, I thought we were live. We're starting off with Epstein. Now, Epstein, I can't talk too much about him because we all know the dirt as far as, it gets really dark. So I can't touch those things, but I can go all around it. That way, I keep my base safe, right? So yeah, it's called order out of chaos. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep on making things happen, uh, shootings and school shootings, stuff like that, uh, to pass laws to take your guns away. Even aren't they even saying in Ontario to literally put your fucking keys by the door? So if the guy wants to rob you or take your car, it's easier for him to get the keys instead of going through the house and looking for it. So it's hilarious. Anyway, yeah. So it's created by design, and this connects with the Simpsons. Okay, the Simpsons and Family Guy, they're not predicting the fucking future. Okay, everyone thinks that, oh, how does Family Guy and the Simpsons know about stuff before it's gonna happen? I'll tell you how. The way they do it is through these secret meetings. They have these secret meetings, and they're going to decide what's going to happen in these secret meetings for the next 10 years. And it's all planned in advance. This is how everything works. You're thinking this just happened by coincidence, but no, this has been planned 10 years in advance. Like some guy that's supposed to be president, he's going to know years in advance what's his position going to be before it is. Because it's all fucking planned. These politicians, presidents, whatever the fuck, they're selected. They're not elected. Okay. You're thinking you're fucking. If the whole fucking system is rigged, you don't think they have a way to fucking make you think that your voting works, but even though it doesn't, it's all about the illusion. I've never fucking voted in my life. It's a waste of fucking time. Who would even fucking do that? Waste of time. Voting is another fucking scam. Just like the lotto. I don't know about the US, but I know in Montreal, you know what I mean? Because in the US they have like Powerball and we could win like 300 million or 200 million or something. In Montreal, I think, or Canada, whatever, Quebec, you're gonna win like 70 million, some shit like that. But the thing I'm trying to make everyone understand is it's all about the illusion, right? So let's just say, hypothetically, the lottery system is rigged. It's a scam. But they have to keep the perception going that it's real. So obviously, some people will win, okay? Some people. But they could hire actors to just act like they won the lottery, just to keep the perception going of someone's always winning the lottery. You know what I mean? If and I find most people, they're all fueled by the money, right? So everyone is going to go play the lotto. Let's say the announcement, they say on the radio, hey, tonight's lotto is going to be 80 million or 100 million. So everyone is going to go play right then and there because they're like, oh, they want to win the 100 million. Regardless, let's say someone wins it. The next day, let's say someone wins the $100 million jackpot. The next day is going to be back at a million again. Okay. But what I'm trying to make people understand, it's like, it's another scam, bro. It's like charities, right? When you donate to charities, I'm not saying all charities, but most of them are all fucking taking your money, putting it in their pocket, and what's happening is 10% of the actual money is going to the charity. 90% of that money is going in administration fees. Administration fees means the employees that are working for the charity doing all kinds of stuff, finding people that need help. This is all fucking scam shit. Like when you go to Walmart or Tim Hortons, they're like, hey, would you like to donate to some fucking charity? You don't know where the fucking money's going. There's just a picture of some third world kid to pull at your heartstrings, and you donate that money. You're just making some other, I'm not gonna say it, some other white man rich, okay? And it connects, goes higher up. But this is what it is. So don't donate to fucking charities. When you see a homeless person, you get, like, I would say give them some food and water, whatever the hell, and give them a little bit of money. It's not up to you to decide what this homeless guy is going to do with this fucking money. He's on the fucking street. If he's going to do drugs, you know what I mean? Who are you to choose what? This guy has no fucking sofa or bed or washroom. The only thing he has is his drug. So let him be. Let him live his fucking life. Do your part, and that's it. Stop thinking, oh, he's a heroin addict. He doesn't have a fucking place to fucking sleep. Like, think about it. Hello, Lucas. Welcome to Conspiracy Talk. Yeah, so don't donate to these fucking charities, bro. It really burns my blood because it's just like everyone is such a sheep as far as they're like, oh, I guess this is what it is. This is what it is. Even though you're being told us what it is, and let alone now, it's like it's all in your face, and people still believe the fucking brainwashing. It's unbelievable, bro. Like the proof is in your face, and people just choose to not believe it. It's like, when they talk about the Epstein stuff, they're like, oh, that's crazy. Like, who would do something like that? There's some messed up people in the world. You know what I mean? There's some fucked up people. Obviously, whoever is doing this fucked up shit, some fucked up shit happened to them, and they're just continuing the fucking virus or whatever the thing that happened to them. To them, this is normal. Hello, Fredo. And what's up? Op, People have some weird ass names. Opcruton, what's up? Fredo just says them. Okay, I don't know. I guess you are a them. What's up? Why are you smoking? Because I can do what the fuck I want. Why are you being a nosy nose? Like, I like to smoke. You have a problem with that? Fuck. Like, shit. Why are you smoke? Why do people drink? Why do people do what they do? Cheers. Why do you smoke? I know. I want to quit cigarettes. I've been falling back and forth, but it's just like whatever, bro. It's one of the issues. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the podcast. You're like making me drift off, bro. Yeah, so it's called Order Out of Chaos, okay? Um, and the stupid thing is, it's literally in your face because on the $1 bill, there's a fucking pyramid in the background, right? People say, "Oh, you're crazy, you don't like all this shit," but it's right there in your fucking face. There's a pyramid right there, and there's some Latin writing. Why is that there? It's United States, isn't it? It's not Latin. Well, why is there Latin writing and a fucking pyramid? Should make you ask questions. Anyway, so it's called controlled chaos because they will, or the other word of it is called problem reaction solution. So they'll create the problem, okay? They wait for the reaction and they give you the solution. But they're the ones who created the problem in the fucking beginning. It's like this whole Palestine, Hamas, and Israel shit. Like Israel is saying Hamas is attacking them, and Hamas represents Palestine. But for all you know, Israel made Hamas, and Israel attacked itself, so they have a reason to go after Palestine. This is the oldest trick in the fucking book, bro, that they've always been doing. It's like, let's say I'm in a village, right? And there's someone I hate, and that guy has power or whatever, and he has all the village on his side. So I need to assassinate his character or make the villagers go on my side. So I need to make him look like a bad guy. So let's say I have a hot wife or whatever, and everyone wants to fuck my wife because she's hot, whatever. But I'll set it up in a way that he tried to fuck my wife. So now I have a reason, and now everyone's gonna side with me. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, why would you try to fuck his wife?" You know what I mean? It's kind of, I'm trying to give you guys an example of how this stuff kind of works. Op said hi. Yeah, I guess I could call you Op. What is that? Like everyone's like gangs are to the point where, yo, that's my Op guy. And like the whole gang thing is so stupid, bro. You guys are killing each other over stupid shit. Who's the bigger man? Who's the biggest gangster? And the ironic or the stupid, the cherry on top is the whole thing about being gangsters, the machoism, right? and now you're walking around with fucking $20,000 chains and all this stuff and all this jewelry. You're asking to get robbed. Like, are you stupid? Like, I'm not saying you should get robbed, but I'm saying you're asking for any guy that's on the street that is, doesn't have a fucking job, has a gun, and this is what he does for a fucking living. Guess what? You're an easy target. You're just asking for it. It's so stupid to me when I see these rappers walking around with jewelry and all these expensive cars, but you don't see them buying a house. You don't see none of them buying a house. And you know why? Because they're not. They're actually broke. The car is rented. The house that it looks like it's his is actually rented too. But it's to portray the image. His the music company he works for, they're paying for all that shit because he's their asset, right? So if he's their asset, they have to make sure he's shining. Because if he's shining, they're shining. Can you please stop swearing? This is how I talk, bro. Like, I don't like people. You know what? Do you tell Lil Wayne to stop saying bitch and fuck? No. So don't tell me what to do. This is how I fucking talk, okay? Especially, like, you could, like, I guess you did say it in a nice way, but like, it just bothers me. If you told Lil Wayne, can you please stop saying bitch in every fucking song? You think he's gonna listen to it? He's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. That's all I'm saying, bro. Don't tell people what to do. This is, it's like my message comes like this. You know what I mean? You can't tell me, hey, please try not to swear. I could try not to swear, but when you're angry, what are you gonna say? Serenity now. You made me lose my train of thought. You said, can you please stop swearing? You're right. You said nicely. I know everyone's like, yo, please stop swearing. Oh my God. It's intervention. Someone said, why do you smoke? Now someone's like, why do you why do you swear? Like, come on, you guys are gonna trying to change me already. Yeah. It's like this, okay? Let's say tomorrow Lil Wayne has 30 million followers, whoever, some celebrity that has millions of followers, right? If tomorrow Lil Wayne buys a certain product, you don't think he's paid by that company to promote that product? You think he genuinely likes this product, like Versace and all this bullshit? They're getting paid to wear that stupid shit, so you buy that stupid stuff. You know what I mean? That's how it works. People will follow, like, they will look at these celebrities like idols, and they will follow them to the end. If their idol is a Satanist, they will become a Satanist. If their idol is a gangster or whoever, I'm speaking from experience because when I was a kid, I went from being a Michael Jackson and George Michael fan to becoming a Tupac fan. So I went from happy to becoming a wanting to be a thug and joining a gang. Just to give you the idea and the of the power of these celebrities. You know, before Tupac, I didn't want to be a gang. I didn't even think about that shit. But I just loved Tupac so much, and I was like, yo, he loves his mom. He made music about talking about his mom. No rapper did that. So it's like literally that's what it is. That's idol worship, bro. So going back to Lil Wayne, whenever these celebrities are promoting a product or they have a product or talking about a product, they're getting paid. Just like whenever you're watching your favorite podcaster, they're promoting these products and they're selling these products. They don't use the product, if anything, they get it for free. And even if it's crap, they're not going to tell you it is because they're getting paid for it. So when you start looking at like that, everything, you come to understand that money rules everything. No one is really honest anymore about their intentions, who they are, what really they have. It's all about the influence of money and the perception of being rich. All these young guys that are like becoming rappers and all this stuff, they're especially if they're in an area where everyone's broke or whatever, no one has money, everyone's on welfare, something like that. They're gonna wanna, and the worst part, they're all gonna be thinking of selling drugs, which is like, I'm glad I never did that. I guess it wasn't in the gang that long. Uh, but yeah, like, so connecting with the gangs and stuff, it's all because one, I didn't have a father figure in my life to show me how to be a man. Thus, I was in a gang and hang out with hoodlums and doing stupid shit. So I would say, if you have kids, be in your kids' lives, because it really affects them, especially in the future. I don't have all social skills and all this stuff and how to talk to women and all this stuff. I didn't learn none of that. I didn't have no guidance as a child. I just had my mother doing her best to handle 4 kids. And my mother didn't have the best child. My mom grew up in an orphanage, so. Okay, so anyway, going back to the podcast thing. Yeah, so, like, when you bring your kids to the schools, right? The schools are programming your kids the perception of reality that the powers that be want uh, for the mass population to think. They all want everyone to be thinking the same thing, as far as we're a globe, okay, spinning at an axis, okay, thousands of miles an hour, okay, and it's going like this too at the same time, and then everything is spinning around it too, and it's all like this, it's just going around, and then you're a Milky Way, and then there's galaxies, and there's just so much bullshit to make you not think that your life has purpose. You know what I mean? If everyone started to realize that everyone's life has purpose, and you're not just a fucking globe and an accents in the Milky Way and all this bullshit, because that just makes you think that you're insignificant. Your life means nothing, right? But if you find out that the earth is not the way you think it is, and then your life has purpose, and the earth is the center of the universe, wouldn't that change your whole perception of reality, let alone your decisions that you make in this world? Because if everyone is thinking that their life is insignificant, just be a worker bee, work, pay your taxes, shut up, and don't ask questions as far as where your money's going and all the taxes, then that's what they want everyone to be. They don't want anyone to be asking questions as far as what's really going on. Like, this whole thing, the whole thing about flat earth, it's so stupid to me that people get so they're so quick to ridicule someone just because they think outside the box, right? And if you start looking at all the evidence that's contrary to the globe idea, it doesn't add up, bro. It doesn't make sense. Like, where do I start? Okay, so when Tesla came out, hello, Ranola. When Tesla came out, okay, the biggest marketing scheme that they did was send a Tesla into space. Huh? You guys remember that? There's a fucking there was the Earth and there was a Tesla in space, right? This is the biggest bullshit that people believe. That there's a fucking Tesla and apparently it's still there. This is the bullshit that people believe, which was the most genius marketing thing to promote his car. Okay, they even asked him, they're like, hey, did you have to do anything special to this car to withstand the temperatures in space, right? And he said, no, it's just regular Tesla. So, truth in plain sight. Number one, if there is space, okay, there's zero oxygen. And when you're near the sun, it's like plus 1,000. And when you're not near the sun, it's minus 1,000, right? So technically, if that car was really there, it would have melted when the sun was around. Because you know why? In fucking Texas, in Texas, sometimes it gets 100 degrees and cars' bumpers are melting. inside the Earth in Texas. There's a Tesla in fucking space. This is not melting, okay? And then there's also a space station in space. There's a fucking space station, bro. Like, here's another thing. They say, I looked up the number. They say it's like 30,000 satellites. There's apparently 30,000 satellites all around, right? And these are satellites from 1940 or whatever when they first sent up the first satellite, right? The first satellite that went to space. Up till now, my question to you is this. Riddle me this. So there's satellites all over, right? And there's old satellites. So these old satellites are not working anymore. They're just fucking, it's like space debris, right? Space debris. That's what they say. So there's space debris flying everywhere, and these satellites are all over the place. They never hit each other. Huh? They never hit each other. They all have amazing guidance systems to guide them each other and never hit each other. Thousands, 30,000 satellites, right? And nothing ever hits a fucking space station. It's so stupid, bro. Then here's another cherry on top. So there's satellites everywhere, right? Global communication systems. But yet, when I go fucking camping in the middle of the fucking forest, I don't have fucking I don't have no reception. How does that make sense? There's thousands of satellites all over the earth. But yet, when I go camping in the middle of the forest, there's no reception. You know why? Because it works through cell phone towers. It doesn't work through satellites. If you look into it, the global communication systems actually through underground cables through the fucking oceans of the earth and stuff, or cell phone towers. There's so many little things that don't add up, bro, about this whole globe system. If you look into the ancient cultures, there's no globe in there. Look into it. Yeah, that's just some of the things that I can think of right now that don't make sense. Like, think about it, bro. Thousands of satellites, 30,000 satellites all over the earth, all over, Verizon, all these different companies, right? All of them, they never hit each other. Even the old ones, Ali. What was something else I thought of? Oh, if you look into NASA, NASA is the biggest buyer of helium. And wasn't it in the episode of Simpsons where you see one of the satellites floating by, and you see like it's actually being held up with like helium balloons? That's how most of these satellites are. Hey, everybody. Ice is another what? Hold on. Don't smoke. I saw this said don't smoke. It's fine. Don't smoke. They they send each satellite in separate orbit. Yeah, okay. ISIS is in another orbit. There's kilometers of. Okay, come on, man. Everyone's got a little thing, and this is something that's been told by scientists. Like, once you start looking into all the conspiracies of the world, it all connects, bro. It all connects. This is not just gibberish and stuff that people are making up. It all fucking connects. Like back in the day when people were talking about this Epstein stuff and everything, and you're like, yo, you're crazy. That stuff's not real. No, it's all coming up. And it all connects with adrenochrome. But I can't talk too much about stuff like that because we live in a free world. This is the free world right here. They call it a free world, but it's not. It's a fucking illusion. Stop swearing. Please stop swearing. What more can I talk about space? Uh, anyways, let's just continue. So, anybody know about MK Ultra? There's movies that reference stuff I'm talking about. Like MK Ultra, there's a movie called Manchurian Candidate. There was like an old school movie in like 1960s or whatever, and they remade a new one with Denzel Washington. So what Manchurian Candidate means, okay? What Manchurian Candidate means, let's look. So I already know what it means, but let's just be more Manchurian. So usually what it means is sleeper assassin. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm using the other one. Oh, this is okay. This is the movie though. So what it means is it's like in the art of war, right? When you capture your opposition, uh, right, and you torture them to find out secret information that you would want to know, they're gonna tell you, right? And they then all these agencies they have ways of torturing people with like waterboarding. That's just some of the things, right? Uh, and if you torture a person enough, they will tell you everything, unless he's like really trained, like has crazy pain threshold, who knows what. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up because the three-letter agencies are always looking to make a spy, which one of the things that they have like secret funding for. Um, and to make a sleeper assassin, what that means is you're gonna get someone, you're gonna capture them or whoever they are. You're gonna uh, give them doses of LSD, or I shouldn't even say what it is, but doses of certain drugs, certain I could call it psychedelics. Anyway, certain drugs you're gonna give them doses of, and you're gonna implant. You're gonna play recordings of like, hey, my name is Joe. I work at so and so, and you're implanting a new personality in there, right? And it's called disassociating the mind because they're implanting a new personality in the mind. And the reason why I'm saying this is because what they're gonna do is they're gonna program you to be a sleeper assassin, as in uh, you will go about your day, and then one day you're gonna get a call, and it's gonna be like the Eagles landed or some shit like that, and then you're gonna go in assassin mode. You're gonna finish your mission. Once you finish the mission, you're not gonna remember nothing. So even if you get captured, no matter how much they torture you, you will still not remember because in your mind it doesn't exist because it's a separate personality. That's the sleeper assassin thing. That's what that means. And they started this research. This was research that the Nazis were doing back in the day. That when we won the war, because I don't believe we won the war. When we won the war, they continued the research. If anything, it's all the same people. You're made to think that these guys are against these guys. It's like red versus blue. It's all BS. They're all working together. The Rothschilds were funding Hitler, or he was related to them. It's all fucking connected. They were funding both sides of the war. Like it's so much stuff. You know what I mean? Where was I? Fuck. Oh yeah, MK Ultra. MK Ultra. Um, and what they're gonna do is I watched another documentary. It was called the was it called it was called it was called Sex Spies, and this was about the KGB. The KGB hired escorts to be assassins because the best person to be assassin would be a woman because she could a beautiful woman could like seduce a man, and once a man feels comfortable, he will tell her all his darkest secrets, right? So uh, the KGB hired these women, and their group was called the Swallows, which I love. Because the girl that swallows is the best. You're like, I need to marry this girl. Oh my god! Cheers to the girls that swallow. Yeah, so the KGB hired escorts to be um spies, and these women had to be like uh, really good at their spy job, but also at pleasing the man because she had to really know how to please a man and seduce him and everything. Like it goes back to when you get an escort or holker. It's called GFE, girlfriend experience. So it's like in that moment, that $100 you paid for, or that 1 hour you paid for, whatever, she's gonna act like she cares about you. She loves your penis. It's the best penis in the world. Your stories are amazing. That's what she's paid for. So this goes back to the sex spies, right? If a woman is pleasing enough to a man, especially if it's a man of power or influence or whatever, this is the people that they want to get to. get dirt on or whatever. Like let's say it's some politician that everybody loves and he has a good image, he has a family image, he has a super clean image where he's a family man, he loves his family, loves his kids and everything, and everyone loves him because of that, right? And then all you need have this guy in your pocket is to have some dirt on him. So you would invite him to, or you would send one of your sex spies, this woman that you have, to you would find out where he is, and then she would act like she's randomly meeting him, and she's the most attractive man and everything to make him think that she's just randomly a beautiful woman that's interested in him. And once they have footage or pictures of him cheating on his wife, there's his image. It goes. So he's gonna get a call, and it's gonna be like, uh, so you're gonna do this, and if you don't, we're gonna release the tape. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then they send him a video of him with a woman doing something. So bang, no, you got him in your pocket. That's how it works. It's all blackmail. This connects with P. Diddy and Epstein because it was another. It's is it called a honeypot operation? It's like you need to invite all these people, and plus you're luring these people with like let's say these if you want to invite uh first of all, celebrities, you need to tell them that it's a party going on. There's a lot of women there or whatever, you know what I mean, for them to come in. And then you're gonna tell the women, you're gonna be like, okay, so and so is gonna be there because whoever wants to meet so and so to get something, right? Everyone wants something. Someone wants to be an actress. Someone wants to be a singer. Someone wants to be whoever. So if they find out that whoever the biggest movers and shakers of the music industry, the Hollywood, whatever, they're gonna be at a certain place at a certain time. Hey, you want to go? Everyone's gonna want to go because they want to get something. The artists and the people. So that's how you bring everyone together. Hey, tête de cochon, on fait un podcast. Je devrais faire un podcast en français, c'est vrai. Parce que je fais toujours en anglais, mais je pense que je devrais en faire en anglais. Le français. Ou franglais. On parle de Epstein. Mais je peux pas parler trop parce que, tu sais, on vit dans une free world, mais si je parle trop de Epstein, ils vont enlever mes affaires. Yeah, so. So P. Diddy was practicing Santeria. Let's look that up right now. So like I always thought, I'm like, hey, my memory's not that good because I don't remember this as this, but everything that I'm talking about is like Santeria. Santeria is a what syncretic Afro-Caribbean religion of Cuban origin, also known as Regla de Ocha, Regla Lucumi, or Lucumi is the same thing. Okay, it emerged in the late 19th century, although the blending of traditional Yoruba religion from West Africa, Roman Catholicism, and Spiritism, primarily among enslaved Africans in Cuba. Practitioners known as creyentes maintain a personal relationship with the divine spirits called Orisha, who serve as intermediaries between humans and the supreme creator, Olodumare. Santeria is practiced through rituals such as drumming, dancing, animal sacrifice, divination, and offerings, often conducted in private homes or islands. Huh? Did he say islands? Um, where was I? Oh yeah, or house temples led by santeros, priests or santeros priestesses. The religion emphasized spiritual balance, ancestral veneration, and healing, with many adherents also identifying as Roman Catholics or practicing other faiths. So Santeria, to break it down, or from what I know, is like you worship this god and you do sacrifices like with animals and stuff like that, and it will give you what you want. Like let's say you want fortune, fame, or whatever the fuck. Stop sorry. Uh, Origin: Cuba developed during the 19th century from this syncretism of Yoruba religion, Catholicism, and Spiritism. Core belief: worship of Orisha deities equated with Catholic saints, personal spiritual connection through ta, ta, trabajo, ritual work. Key rituals: Toc de Santo, spirit possession ceremony, animal sacrifice, divination, and offerings of food, liquor, and flowers. Wow, they even want liquor? Practitioners known as creyentes initiates are santeros, male, or santeras, female. Non-initiates are aleos. Global presence centered in Cuba but widely practiced in the US, Mexico, and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic due to Cuban dis- diaspora? No, diaspora. Santeria means a deeply spiritual, culturally significant tradition with growing recognition as practiced worldwide despite historical marginalization and misconceptions. Recent years have increased efforts to Yorubis the religion, reducing Catholic influences and aligning more closely with religion. Hey, it doesn't say anything about gaining like fortune and fame and stuff, because that's what I heard. On Wikipedia. Teaches like this existence of transcendent creator divinity, Olodumare, under whom are spirits known as Orisha, typically deriving their names and attributes from traditional Yoruba deities. These Orisha are equated to Roman Catholic saints. I read that earlier. Well, I'm just fascinated with this. Liquor flowers. Let me ask. Let me ask. Ask like AI a question. Oh, follow-up question. Can you gain power through that? Yes, practice. Oh, fuck. Kiss me. Okay. Yes, practitioners of Santeria believe that individuals can gain spiritual power through their relationship with Orisha deities and by aligning with Ache, a sacred life force that permeates all things. This power is not about domination, but about spiritual strength, balance, protection, healing, and personal transformation. They're making it sound like it's cool and like nice. To overcome obstacles. The spirits help you to overcome obstacles. Hey, and fulfill their destiny. Camino. Well, that's Italian or sounds Italian. The knowledge is a form of personal empowerment. Hmm. Anyway, it's nice to look up stuff. Um, oh, so going back to MK Ultra, in the 1950s, there's a hospital. This hospital is still there, by the way. It's called the Allen Memorial Hospital in Montreal. Let's look it up. Allen Memorial. I keep going on this mouse. Okay, so Allen Memorial Institute, located at 1025 Pine Avenue, West Montreal, Quebec, is a formal psychiatric hospital and research institute that is now serves as an outpatient psychiatric facility for the Montreal General Hospital, part of the McGill University Health Center. Originally built as the mansion Raven Scrag for the Scottish shipping magnate Sir Hugh Allen in the 1860s, it was donated to the Royal Victoria Hospital in 1940 and renamed the Allen Memorial Institute in 1943. The site became a pioneering center for psychiatry housing, psychiatry housing the world's first psychiatric day hospital in 1946 and serving as a hub for research and medical training. Oh, there we go. You boom, there's the gold right there. The institute is mostly notably associated with the CIA funding Project MK Ultra experiments in the 1957-1964, led by the psychiatrist Donald Evan Cameron, who conducted unethical, non-consensual experiments on patients using methods such as electroconvulsive therapy, sensory deprivation, drug-induced comas, LSD, and psychic driving, repetitive audio playback. What did I say? Manchurian Candidate. Uh, these experiments aimed at mind control and treating schizophrenia caused lasting trauma and conductive damage to many patients. The full extent of the program was not revealed until 1975. And the survivors have since pursued justice and compensation. The Allen Memorial Emergency Room and uh, inpatient psychiatric services ceased in May 2015 when a modern psychiatry department opened at the Montreal General Hospital. Today, the building houses outpatient psychiatric services and continues to be a part of the MUHC network. Despite its dark history, it remains a respected institution in the mental health care and research. Ha! A lot of reading. Do you see that shit? Huh? You call Ali crazy, huh? You keep on calling Ali crazy. You see that? Crazy Ali got fucking receipts, everybody, and it's on the internet. Suck my. Cheers. Uh, everybody, hook up the likes, follow, like, share, and subscribe. That's cool. There's okay. It's similar to frequencies used in different radio channels. Exactly. Just like music, music has frequencies, right? I forgot to wear my marketing shirt. Hell, what the hell? So right now, this is how I look. Not working out. Wait till I start working out. Just you wait. Who was that? This is my shirt. I made this like fucking. I made this like 10 years ago. It says, "Once you go brown, you will turn that frown upside down." And this is one of the shirts. I have a lot of other cool things. Low life Messiah. What the hell? Low life messiah. So you're a messiah of the low life. Yeah, man, cheat on your girl, man. Yeah, cheat on your girl, man. Do it. You sleep with another girl. Oh man. Anyway, okay, so where are you going? So yeah, MK Ultra is real, as you can see. Look it up in on Google. Google. Um, oh yeah, so there's something called scopolamine. Let's look that up. Scopolamine. It's called the devil's breath. So this thing apparently, okay, I don't know where it comes from. We're gonna look this up. But if someone blows this in your face, right? I'm gonna sneeze. They blow this in your face. If they blow this in your face, uh, you will do everything they want. Like let's say they're like, hey, give me your bank card and tell me your code, or they're like, help me move your sofa. Like let's say I'm gonna rob you, you're gonna help me rob you. If I blow, I'm gonna go. I could be like, give me your money, tell me where your safe is, tell me your bank card password or whatever, and help me move your fridge out of your house, and I will do everything. And then next day I will not remember nothing. That's what that is. Let's look this up. Scopolamine. How would you say that? Oh, it's Scott. Okay, so it's no, scopolamine. For the for the medication used to treat abdominal pain, scopolamine, also known as he Heoskine, Heoshine, Heoskine, or devil's breath. It's a medication used to treat motion sickness or post-operative nausea and vomiting. It is also sometimes used before surgery to decrease salvia. Isn't salvia a drug? Excuse me. When used by injection, it effects begin after 20 minutes or last up to 8 hours. It may also be used orally or as transdental patch. Long to, to have transdermal bioavailability. Fuck, I don't know what the fuck that means. Scopolamine is the anti-muscarinic family of drugs and works by blocking some of the effects of acetylcholine acetylcholine within the nervous system. Scopolamine was first written about in 1881. Used for anesthesia around 1900. Scopolamine component produced by. Like I've seen my mom. I love my mom. Thank you God for my mom. My mom was in the hospital once for something, and they gave her morphine. Okay, my mom is the coolest mom I could have ever asked for in the world. But when I saw her on morphine, I was like, yo, I want to try that shit. Because my mom was like, she was like making jokes. She was in the happiest mood I've ever seen her. Not that she's not happy, but when my mom on morphine, I was like, yo, I want to try this shit. Because my mom smokes cigarettes, right? And you're in the hospital, you're not allowed to smoke. So she was in the hospital and like she's like having a cigarette or she's smoking a cigarette. And I went to see her and like she was like making jokes. And she's like, come on, let me smoke a cigarette. And she was like making all kinds of jokes. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Mom, what the hell? Saliva? Did you say saliva? Or you mean, what's that other thing called? I saw it here earlier. I forgot the name. I can't remember it right now. Fuck, where's that word? It's not sativa. It was called something. It's something you smoke, and it's like for like 10 minutes you're like in some other world. I've never taken it, but I saw some girl. I was dating some girl, and I saw her smoke it. And once she smoked it, she started talking, but it was like she was speaking another language. She was like, blah, 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 and her eyes were like, she was just like whatever, and she was like somewhere else. Saliva? No, it's not. It's something with saliva, but I can't remember. It's not. It's not saliva. It's not saliva or some shit like that. I forgot. I'm talking about drugs, everybody. Okay, so oh, cloning. We'll clone baby. Hmm? Oh, going back to the flat Earth idea. Okay, I'm not telling you that the Earth is flat, but I can tell you one thing: it's definitely not a globe. Okay, that's number one. Okay, look into the ancient cultures and stuff. Don't believe what they're telling you right now. The ancient cultures fucking knew about all the star patterns and all that shit. How did they know about that when they just found this out? These scientists found this out now. But the scientists are so full of shit. They're telling you that they can tell you they can see 10,000 years in the past. This is the kind of bullshit people believe, bro. They can see 10,000 years in the past, but they can see 10,000 years in the future. Okay, makes a lot of sense, right? These are the fucking scientists you guys believe. They're telling you the like dinosaurs, another fucking bullshit thing. Have you ever looked at these dinosaurs trying to have sex because they can't? Okay, first of all, those dinosaurs don't really make sense. Number one, number two, when you look into what is this, the Smithsonian or whatever, all the real bones are in the back. Like, come on. And you have to understand, it's all about money. When you start thinking about everything is about money, why do you think the dinosaurs thing? It's another thing to sell you a fucking ride, a movie, a fucking adventure, whatever. It's money. It's all about money. And the thing that which connects that I just got in my head, thanks to the universe and the ether, uh, is they tell you gasoline comes from decomposing corpses of dinosaurs over millions of years. Millions of years. Millions. They can tell you millions of years. This is kind of bullshit that people believe, bro. The scientists can see millions of years in the past. It's fucking so yeah, gasoline. Okay, they're telling you it's coming for because it's a thing that they have to sell you as far as oh it's always running out, right? So if it's always running out, then they can control the fucking prices. Even though they're getting the batch always at the same price, then they sell you the idea that it's always fluctuating. Thus, they can fuck you as much as they want with no rubber. You know what I mean? It's great. Everything that you look at, we're being graped from every corner, bro. Every corner. And it's right in your face. Like the roads over here in Montreal. The roads over here are worse than third world countries. And we're paying apparently the most amount of tax. So can it not be even more in your face? If we were getting like graped with the taxes, regardless, and the roads were good, people would complain less. But the fact that the roads are shit shows you something that they're so blatant and what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Obnoxious with their bullshit. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? We're taking our money, we're putting it in our pocket, and we're not gonna fix the roads. What are you gonna do? It's literally what it is. Because anytime someone finds a way to fix something that is that doesn't need to be repaired, they're gonna buy him out, and he you don't hear from him anymore. It's like anything. It's like anytime a guy invents a car that runs on water or free energy, you don't hear from him anymore. Or somehow he's sleeping with the fishes. See? Come on, man. There was a guy in Africa. There was a man
a little boy, 15-year-old boy in Africa. He thought of a way to make a free energy from the ether. And next thing you know, things happen and maybe this guy disappeared. You don't hear from him no more. They say, don't come over here ever again. If we see you again, you will not be here again. You don't want to in Wala. In Wala. By the way, the greatest inventions were all invented by black people. And apparently, the black woman has the best genes to have babies. And apparently, the black woman is the first. Uh, could she be Eve? Because we're all black, apparently. Apparently. So it's like when any new information comes out for people to see, okay? Whether it is about space or whatever, Epstein, something. People are so programmed to think that the world is a certain way. Whenever new information comes out, it's like they can't break out of the programming that they've been told to think a certain way about everything. They've been programmed to think a certain way. So to them, there is no um, there is no other ideas as far as what how everything works because they've been already told how everything works since they're a child and it's been programmed into them for them to think a certain way. What's up, Party Wanka? Hello, Party Wanka. We're doing a conspiracy show today. Thank you for joining in. I like that. You don't see anything I'm doing. Hi, you know what I'm doing, but you don't know what I'm doing, but you know what I'm doing. It's not, because that would be too obvious. But yeah, oh, so speaking of aliens, this is scary. What I've never been abducted by aliens, but I've had like experiences where I feel like there's like demons or dark entities or spirits around me fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like messing with me because it's like you guys have to understand that there's positive energy and there's negative energy, right? So when you're happy, you're like pulsing with positive energy. If you're thinking positive thoughts, you know, I love everything. Thank you, God. Thank you, everything. Thank you for all your blessings, everything. Now, when you're scared, it's negative energy, right? But these evil spirits feed off of negative energy. So now, when you start looking into that, it's like, let's say there's an evil spirit around you, it will mess with you and scare you because it feeds off of fear. Okay? So now, when you start looking into that, you will understand how uh, spirits can mess with you in your dreams, bro. A lot of times, like when I stopped smoking Mary Jane, I had like the most vivid dreams, and it's like I felt like the dream world is more the real world than this is the real world. It's really weird for me to say, but this only happens when I had quit Mary Jane. Okay, so going back to evil spirits. So I've had demonic attacks, you could say, where just to give you the base of the story. let's just say my family wasn't around. Something happened. There was like a big ice storm in Montreal. This is 98, 98. It was an ice storm in Montreal. My family decided to go to Toronto because we heard for a month there was going to be no electricity. So my whole family was going to Toronto or to stay with the family or something. And I decided to stay home like a dumbass because I was like, oh, I'm gonna party, and all my friends were all gonna party because there's no one home, but there's no power at the same time, and it's freezing cold outside. It's an ice storm, so I stayed. I think it was like almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, something like that, or more. So I stayed, and guess what? My friends left. My friends were all gone somewhere. I thought we were all gonna party and stuff, but my friends all left. So I was just me alone. Anyway, this one night, I'm sleeping. Remember, there's no power. Everything's pitch black unless you have candles and stuff. So I'm having a dream, and I feel like this demon or whatever, this evil spirit is like and the way they work is it could be someone you don't know, or it could look like someone you know. So let's say the spirit or the evil spirit is messing with you in your dream to feed off your energy. It could look like your brother or your sister, and they're doing something to hurt you. You see, like they're doing something that would hurt your feelings, or like, oh, why would you do that? But in the dream, you're not awake to realize that, oh, this is my sister, but it's not my sister. You know what I mean? So the spirits will pose as someone you know most of the time, or it could be someone you don't know, and they'll mess with you, like do certain things to feed off your energy. So I'm having this dream where I'm being tormented or tortured by this spirit or whatever, and I managed to wake myself up. I go downstairs. I knew my mom had some liquor downstairs. I started drinking whatever to calm myself and unscare myself. Yada yada yada. I try to go back to sleep. I try to go back to sleep. Then I start hearing things moving. I started hearing things moving all around me. And the more and more I got scared, it got amplified to the point where, climax, I start hearing voices. And the voices are like saying things that I would never want to think or say about people I care about. To the point where I'm like, is this outside or is this inside? This is like over 20 years ago. So later on, that thing kind of stuck with me. Every now and then, I don't get it anymore. But every now and then, whenever I used to think about people I care about, I used to get these negative thoughts. And I asked my relatives, my sister or whatever, I'm like, yo, do you get these thoughts? She's like, oh, it's normal. I'm like, I shouldn't be getting that. But anyway, that's just that story. Oh, uh, at some point when I was sleeping and I was waked up out of that nightmare, I saw a cloud, a mini cloud of green fluorescent green smoke. Just like a little cloud. Like let's say picture me lying down. I wake up out of the nightmare and I look up and there's like a thick cloud, a little mini cloud of fluorescent green smoke, okay? And as soon as in my head I was like, yo, what is this? Something or whatever out of the cloud blew smoke at me. That's something I remember from that episode. Okay, going back to Simpsons and Family Guy. Because people think, oh, like, even in The Simpsons, before Trump became president or whatever, there was an episode where you see Trump winning or whatever. And the people are like, oh, how does The Simpsons predict the future? They don't predict the future. It's just that these people that run the show, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? These people that run the show, they have secret meetings. And when they have these secret meetings, they're talking about what they're going to do years in advance. It could be 10 years in advance. And they're saying, like, this guy is gonna be so and so. This guy's gonna be an artist. This guy is gonna be a politician. This person is gonna be the next singer. You know what I mean? It's all planned in advance. Thus, the Family Guy and Simpsons know what's about to happen before it's gonna happen, and they sell it to you. They make money off it. They make money off it's what it's called predictive programming, and because people are gonna be desensitized to it before it happens. Isn't that crazy? And people are like, oh, they predict the future. Like Tupac was another one of those. Like he was a three-letter agency agent. When you look into the three-letter agencies, that's one of the ones that started with the C. They have their hand in Hollywood and the music industry because there's so much money in there. Like James Bond and all that stuff. These are like real premises and ideas that the three-letter agencies were doing, and then they sell it to you as entertainment. Like, wasn't there an episode in the old James Bond, the James Bond I'm talking about with Sean Connery? There's an episode where he walks in and they're faking the moon landing. And talking about that, it's even in Vice City. Vice City, I think, you can find the studio where they set up the moon landing because it's the biggest BS in your face. How is there infinite space, no oxygen? Okay, no oxygen. You guys know space has no oxygen, but they're planting the flag of U.S. and suddenly there's a gust of wind. You, it doesn't that make you think? It makes me angry, but because people believe it. Let alone when they're walking, it just looks everything looks set up. It's all fake, bro. If anything, like, and they know they've what if anything, it's been known as that when you're at Mars and all this stuff, Mars, they're in some other country, just play with the effects. Let alone, you could find on YouTube NASA employees, the guy that makes the Earth, the images of Earth. He's taking slices and images and he's doing a rendering. He's adding clouds and stuff. So it's not really Earth the way you think it is. Okay, nothing is, and nothing is the way you think it is. That's what it is. Nothing is the way you think it is. It's all a scam. And it's like sometimes I feel like I was better off not knowing because it's like you're just paranoid about everything. So like I would I'm not saying I would want to be asleep because I like where I am, but I'm saying sometimes I feel like I would better off being asleep because then I wouldn't be thinking about all this stuff. But knowledge is power, right? The power. Knowledge is power. Escúchame. So yeah, they're not predicting the future. They just know about it in advance. That's how you do it. Okay? Speaking of another thing that just reminded me. Party wanka. So if I'm a rapper, right? And I have if Party Wanker is a rapper and I'm a rapper and we're both not getting the attention we want, we could just start a fabricate a fake beef. It's the best way to get attention. Because chaos sells, bro. Positivity doesn't sell. Chaos sells. So if I'm a gangster rapper and Party Wanker is a gangster rapper, right? All we need to do is fabricate a beef or fabricate a fight or reason that we have beef, and that's all we need. And next, you know, both of us are gonna lift, and we're both gonna get views because people are like, yeah. And then people want to see us fight. People want to see us kill each other because that's what sells. Yeah. That's what sells. So another way they do it is like let's say you're an actress or a celebrity and you're not in the spotlight anymore. They're gonna tell you to marry so and so or date so and so just to get more attention. It's a fabricated relationship or marriage just to get attention, bro. And in some cases, they do end up having kids because they're together all the time. That's how it's like the saying goes: people sleep with who they're close to. I was gonna swear, but I'm holding back because someone said, "Please stop swearing." They said it nicely, so I said it nicely. So they say people sleep who they're close to. So if your husband is always away, or if your wife or girlfriend is always away, and she's always hanging with her boss, guess what, buddy or lady? They're sleeping with their boss. That's just what it is. AKA, what was it? Not Hillary Clinton. What's the other girl? She wrote a book about it. She slobbed on Bill Clinton's D, and she wrote a book about it. I can't remember her name right now. Can you imagine that? Just for the fact that it was the president of the United States at the time, and she was his mistress or whatever, and she slobbed on his D. She wrote a book, and everyone bought it. Oh, okay. So I can't touch too much about Epstein. Oh, one of the phones died.